It's 15 hours.
Namaskar, hello and welcome to this very important occasion, very special occasion. And today we are commemorating the 71st birth anniversary of our beloved Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. And in the constitutional democratic republic, in the scheme of things, the highest office of the Prime Minister is truly the office of a Vishwakarma, the creator, someone who looks at all the frontiers of the collective might of the people and gives it a shape, gives it a direction. So right from independence, we really had a host of Vishwakarmas in the form of our prime ministers, and they have been, depending on the epoch in which they had served this sacred civilization, this antiquated country. They have really propelled it further. So today is a very special occasion, and today happens to be the conventional cultural Vishwakarma Jayanti, who is the celestial god of creation. And today, to commemorate this very special occasion, we have with us another Vishwakarma in his own right. We have Professor Madhaswamy Moni, and Sir was the architect of a phenomenal program 30 years back when yet another Prime Minister served this beloved nation and gave a propulsion to a kind of a different set. A new era was ushered over there. So at Rethink India, we believe we have the highest regard and reverence to the highest political office of this country and the occupant of the same, whatsoever political, I would say, ideology or manifestation he or she might be coming, because this is the office which represents the collective aspirations of the people at large. And today's quote, which we had just shared with you, I would share it once more because this is very important and it lays the foundation of today's this roundtable, this convention, which says the Prime Minister Narendra Modi talked about a couple of years back that similar to the freedom movement, we need a movement for development where the collective aspirations propel the country's growth. So this is what we honor our Prime Minister for, that he has given this call, the collective call for the entire countrymen, that we really need a movement for development. Now, we have with us a very special, as I said, the architect of the DISNIC program, 30 years, 35 years back, Professor Madhaswamy Muni, because in order to turn something as a mass movement, what Gandhiji did, that he made independence, Swaraj, as the aspiration of one and all. And he gave the instruments of Charkha. He gave a lot of other instruments, political tools for the entire countrymen. We were 33 crores that time. Now we are a billion plus on that count. So we need to engage one and all to this majestic work of development because, and as Muni sir would be telling and talking about, that development just cannot be a kind of a top-down process alone. Because India, which is a land of so much of diversity, we just cannot compare the 190 odd nation states of United Nations by a single metric. We are a continental civilization, 22 official languages, and the size which is almost commensurate to what Europe is all about. So in this huge complexity, when we have around 700 odd districts, where the real population, it is not about the six Mahanagars, six metropolises, or the, I would say, 60 cities, or India is a country of 6 lakh habitations. So that is the kind of complexity we are handling. And thankfully, we in the country have the similar order of universities as we have the number of parliamentarians. So can we think of, on the Teachers' Day, Rethink India gave the clarion call that why cannot our university vice chancellors be accorded the same official protocol as that of the Union Public Service Commission chairperson at 9A, because they are the ones who are really tailoring and really nurturing this entire country, the youngsters, the youthful aspirations over there. So today's quest or query, it is just the start, I would say, of a majestic program. And Professor Moni, across his career, across his stellar career of 40 years in the service of the nation, he headed also the world's largest IT company, if I may say, because the National Informatics Center, the kind of penetration which it has got. So from that vantage point, he has seen and he has architected, he has stewarded the whole transition of technology and developmental technology. Technology for development. This is what is Professor Moni. And today, this commemoration of the Vishwakarma Divas, which is coupling both with our celestial God and our Prime Minister's birthday at the same time. So we invite Professor Moni to give away, to commemorate. And today we also would like to unleash this agenda of setting up Bharat Ratna Sir Moksha Gundam Vishweshwaraya centers for local level developmental planning. Because the focus is on local level developmental planning, because planning is so very important to nurture these 700 odd districts, these 6 lakh plus I would say habitations of the country where the real collective aspirations of people lie. So without any further ado, I would now invite Professor Moni to invoke today's forum, and in the spirit of commemorating this very wonderful, very auspicious, very special day, and how we can, the academia, how it can take a collective sankalpa and channelize its huge intellectual power, its huge facilities, its huge faculty to really become a developmental catalyst. Can our academia audit, so do a social audit of the developmental projects done in their nearby vicinity? We have all the technological tools, all the data analytics competencies over there, even all the kind of designing and planning structures which are higher technical education institutions down the districts can really, they can be given projects by nominations by the districts over there. So, as Prime Minister talked about that we really need a movement for development, and it is the furtherance of this very spirit of the Prime Minister, because he's working 24 cross 7 almost for the last 7 years, but then he needs hands and he needs an institutional base down the districts, down to the last mile of it all, because whatsoever top down efforts we might do, but it has to be a bottoms up grooming, because then only Bharat will become a Divya and Bhavya Bharat. So with this introductory remarks, over to Professor to invoke today's forum and thank you.
Can I request the other members
Unmuting,
who are
sir.
participating to mute their mic? Okay. So, good afternoon to all of you. It's a great day. Greetings to all the participants and especially to the couples, Mr. Raghav Mittal and Dr. Shrubi Mittal. I know them for more than 2 decades. It is a very important day, and one is that Vishwakarma Divas, and also the 71st birth anniversary of our great leader, Honorable Shri.
नहीं अपने हाँ ले जाना अपने.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I is there.
It is a Vishwakarma Day today, and also the birthday anniversary of our great leader, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India. And he is within course the Vishwakarma of New India. And his statement is that similar to the freedom movement, we need a movement for development where the collective aspirations propel the country's growth. So, sabka saath, sabka viswas, and sabka vikas is the three, statements. These are all very important, mantras which he has given to the nation.
I will request Monisa to unmute himself because there was, yeah. So, Monisa, you have to unmute yourself. I've muted it. Yeah.
And by October 2021, our Honorable Prime Minister will be completing his 20 years of public life, which he started in 2001. So the thing is that today's topic is that the Bharat Ratna Sir P. Vishwesvaraya Centers for Local Level Developmental Planning, which has to be sustainable, renewable, and comprehensive. And I am very happy, and I'm also, moved when Mr. Raghav Mittal and Dr. Mittal sent an invitation to participate in this program. And also they put it that I am the chief architect of the distinct program. And if time permits, I would like to take all of you back to my journey, which started way back in 10th August 1978 as the systems are listed in National Informatics Center. I joined the National Informatics Center after my MTech Computer Science from IIT Chennai, 76, 78 batch. Sorry. And in 1987, it was Government of India, the then Planning Commission, with which National Informatics Center was associated, decided to, under the chairman, when our late Prime Minister Shri Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister. So it decided to, take NICRET program, the National Informatics Center network, to all the districts. At that time, it was about 512 districts. I was with our Honorable Finance Minister, Shri Vishwanath Pratap Singh, as his principal systems analyst. So I was asked to take over as a project director of the District Information System program, and I was given only the six-letter word, combination one word, DISNIC. District Information System of National Informatics Center. It was given to me by my Director General. Now, this is the code name, project code, and you develop it. So it was a challenge. Then, as an IITian, I thought that, and also as a person who was born and brought up in rural area, I thought that this is a best opportunity for me to bring technology back to rural area. So at that time, how to go about it? Because NICNET will be established in all the districts with the VSAT, and those days the VSAT with the slow speed VSAT at that time available. Today we have a higher bandwidth landline and so on and so forth. So what to do? How to utilize the network services? So I was also given the code district information system of National Informatics Center. I took Kerala state as a model. I thought that let me go and study, because many people, they asked me that, why did you take Kerala as a model for your project? I thought that, it is a state which has shown to the country the literacy, total literacy, and also family plan. And in these two national programs, Kerala is the state which has shown the, leading way to the whole country. I thought that computerization, it may not be liked by many people, and let me use for a pilot project. Let me go down and study how the information gets generated. So I took a Padayatra way back in 87, 88 in Kerala state. The government was so helpful. It was headed by the former Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Karnakar. And the Secretary Planning was Mr. Varadachari, and with his team, 4 or 5 young IAS officers, I have been associated with that. Later, they are all retired as senior officers. Some of them have become the Chief Secretaries to the Government of Kerala. So I was attached with one research officer. His name still I remember, Mr. Subramaniam. So a car was given by the government of Kerala, and both of us visited every district, half-a-day workshop, way back in 87. And one morning, one district, evening, another district, and say, have a halt in one state, district, feed out the rest house and go to the next district. So this is how I was able to talk directly to the district level officials and to how to bring in, these information system revolution. And in some district, I was also received with the black, go back. Today, nowadays, when our Honorable Prime Minister visit Kerala, there are slogans in Twitter that go back Modi. And at that time, I also had to go back Modi, because the between Mr. Modi and Modi is only one letter, M-O-D-I and M-O-N-I.
Lovely,
and
lovely.
Our DNA is same. Modi at the age of 68 now, and Mr. Modi at the age of 71, we have the same spirit, energy, look for how to contribute to the country more still. So, but, I conducted the study. At that time, the interest was that what is getting generated in the manual process? Because at that time, we found out that more than 700 reports are getting generated from below the sub-district level to the state government. Daily report, the weekly report, fortnightly report, and half-yearly report, and annual report. There's some of the things that from state level, it goes to the central government. So I thought that with the network facility available, if you can streamline and standardize, that if is it possible that from your weekly report, is it possible to generate your monthly report? From monthly report, is it possible to generate your quarterly report? Why the manpower should be wasted? And in this and then afterwards, I had a discussion with departmental heads. And the state planning board has done a wonderful job of coordination. And that time I faced the serious problem. By the time the government got changed, the Communist Party took over as a regime there, and headed by the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. E.K. Nayanar. And that time, national games were also announced, and the director was Mr. Gigi Thompson. Later, he retired as a chief secretary. And the sports minister was Honorable Minister Neela Lohita Dasanada. So, Mr. Gauri Amma, Honorable Industries Minister, she was dead against computerization. There was a note that we understand that the previous government must have signed an MOU with the National Informatics Center to introduce computerization. But as a party, we are against computerization, and hence an official who is undertaking study in the state should be asked to go back. And then, and at that time, the directorate, because at that time the national games were being held in various stadiums in throughout Kerala. So the meeting computer, which we have installed at Velayambalam building, where that ER&DC Electronic Research and Development Center in Kaltran building was installed. So they wanted to use that computer for networking with various stadiums in Kerala. So everything came to stand still. Then there was a steering committee meeting previous day. The Honorable Minister, Sports Minister Neela Lohita Dasanada and Mr. Gigi Thompson came to see me that Mr. Modi, what to do? I told him that I was told that for decision making, the file has gone to AKG Center, which is the decision making body of the Communist Party. And I do not know when it will come. It can come tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or it will take its own time. So the next day, thanks to the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. E.K. Nayanar, and that time, previous Chief Ministers, Mr. Karnakar, and also Mr. A.K. Antony, every ministers were participating in that meeting of the National Steering Committee for National Games. They took a decision that we would like to use the network for national games. So we will get the clearance and keeping the other issues in waiting. So it was cleared, and then the national games was successful, and the network was used, and it was a joint exercise of both ERDC, Caltron, and the National Informatics Center. Then the next district collectors conference, and I always appreciate in every forum wherever I speak, then the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. E.K. Nayanar, cleared the proposal for this, national level programs for introducing computerization in the district administration and state administration. I was told that it is a central government program which is going for national level, and we should not oppose, we should get benefit out of it. If anything which the computerization the funding has to go from the state level, then we take a call on that. That is how the program was there. Then I was asked to present what I have undertaken the study in Kerala in 5 district collectors conference, which were held under the chairmanship of the then Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, at Jaipur, at Bhopal, at Hyderabad, at Imphal, and Coimbatore. So in all the 5 district collectors conference, where almost on that time 520 plus districts collectors were invited to participate, I did an 8 hours workshop to convey to them that with the technology available at that time, district information system of NIC. Then there was a joke that Dr. Sheshagiri is building NIC and Moni is building Disney. Disney means they thought that it is a negative sense of Disney, and but it is a district information system of NIC, and with the technology available at that time, it is Xenix operating system and DBase and Foxbase. And we have a strong information system building block. I proposed and also got approved under the Disney program 28 sectoral database development programs. It was way back in 87. And if all because that this every sector is collecting data vertically, starting from village level, and then we thought that 28 sectoral database sector level, and since every development sector will work on village, let there be a comprehensive village level information system. so that on which every 28 sector as a pillar, it will work on it. And it was a strong decision of, operationalizing district information system on which information technology will be applied. And it was gone as an information system revolution. It has gone to almost all 520 districts on the 20 plus districts at that time. And we brought out documents, and that time in the district first handbook was a preface was, forward was given by the then Chief Cabinet Secretary, Mr. T.M. Sheshan. And it has gone. It was the first country in the world to think about bringing in information, not IT revolution, information system revolution for decision making, be it administrative, be it development planning, and so on and so forth, with a strong base on this, the micro level planning, village level information. Then there was a recommendation based on the 5 district collectors conference that the comprehensive village level information system is very important. So the planning commission took a study, we set up a committee that we should have a macro level information at the district, a macro level information at the block level, and a macro level information at the village level. A pro forma was put it, and it was designed. I was totally, my group was involved, and it was circulated, and it was collected data. It was the first, comprehensive data at the macro level at village level. And when Latur and Aurangabad earthquake took place, when Mr. Sivaraj Patil was the chief minister in Maharashtra, this was the only database which was available to government of Maharashtra to work for various rehabilitation work in these 2 districts, because many of the government buildings were destroyed in Latur and Aurangabad earthquake at that time, I think in 91, 92. And states like Orissa, states like Tamil Nadu, states like Kerala, they were able to collect data in this one. They brought out, many of the states brought out a compendium with the technology available. So we proved to the nation that and many of the documents which I brought it out, they used to ask, Mr. Modi, this is a World Bank report. I told him that no, it is not a World Bank report. It is done with our own capabilities, and the design, the cover design is very done. And that time, the reports were brought out by 2 people. Still, I remember name, one publisher, one Mr. Mehta, and another and Mr. Mehta, and one more person name, I'm forgetting that. They brought out a beautiful document, published, and that many people used to, when they looked at it, oh, it looked like a World Bank report. And when at that time, as an young executive, my collars were up, and of course I was walking on the ground, and it was a very important information system revolution. And I'm still alive. I'm able to see this, journey from that to 512, 20 plus districts at that time, and now it is more than 700 districts. The thing is that at that time, technology was not available. We are strong in information system. Information systems are building blocks, and today information technology, a lot of tools are available, but information system has disappeared from government. And that's where the return on investment is not taking place. And you have computers everywhere, computer network and everything, information exchange and so on and so forth. And you have an artificial intelligence technique, big data analytics, and so on and so forth. If the village level information system would have been operationalized as it was envisaged, if the 28 sectoral database under the district program would have been operationalized at that time, because once the awareness is built up, and state government started having their own IT department everywhere in the district and the state level, even though the district centers were established in every district in the country because of the district program. Planning Commission approved the NICRAD expansion to the district for the program district. That's how the district centers were established. 2 official offices were given to the state, district government, district administration, and the state informatics center. It is a very big program. Not even the developed countries on those days, those who invented computers, they developed computers, they didn't go for, grassroots level. Yesterday, there was a news item that Google is laying a submarine cable, but there was a comment. The place where the headquarters is located, Coronilla district, in US, that many villages don't have even internet connectivity. In the place where the headquarters, the Google headquarters are there, but India is the country where we thought about it, that how to go for district, information system and village level information systems and so on and so forth. Next, and still I thought that I should document everything. I used to publish a lot of articles and so on and so forth. This is an important thing, that even for academic and research, it is very important. And then second is that in 91, today, the government of India has established Ministry of Cooperation. 91, after visiting many districts under this program, I thought that the country has got about, on that time, about 1 lakh primary agricultural cooperative societies, and they can do wonders if you are able to build up, farmer-centric value chain through the primary agricultural cooperative society. Today, the government is, every year it is 15 lakh crore as a credit goes to the primary agricultural cooperative societies. Still not, they are not computerized. They are not farmer-centric value chain. With that, every primary agricultural cooperative society has got about at least minimum by 1,000 farmers. And this is another aspect I will cover if the time is available. That then second is 95. Then Rio 8 Summit recommendations are available from 92 onwards. China is taking a lead. So I went to my Director General that we are a lead organization in IT for the government. There are a lot of recommendations. I was quite influenced to buy the chapter 14 Agenda 21, which talked about information system for sustainable agriculture and rural development. Why can't we do something on this? Why should we also look for what the government wants it? We should computerize it. And he said that, yes, Modi, you have got all the things that, at that time I was given agriculture sector to introduce computerization. Say that you could do everything. Then I thought that, okay, fine, let us have a national conference. That was the next national level program, which I have I was instrumental. That is National Conference on Informatics for Sustainable Agriculture Development, ISDA 95. And in Vigan Bhavan, more than 450 people participated in 95, May 1995. And when I asked for a budget for conducting this conference, my Director General said it that no budget. You can do what, you can, mobilize. I thought that, okay, fine. I wrote it to all the chairman and managing director of nationalized banks. I was very happy to get at that time. I put a banana plant in the computer terminal as the brochure. Means computerized, horticulture. And, I received about more than 6.5 lakhs rupees as a contribution from NABARD, from State Bank of India, Oriental Bank of Commerce, and Indian Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, and so on and so forth. And that gave a big thing in collaboration with the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Rural Development, Minister of Fertilizer, Planning Commission, which gave a blueprint for IT and agriculture even before the Government of India, Ministry of Electronics came with e-governance, IT blueprint for agriculture, 15 informatics network. When I named 15 informatics network, I received a lot of opposition within the organization and outside the organization. But AgriSnet, AgMarkNet, Fisheries Informatics Network, Fertilizer Informatics Network, Plant Protection Informatics Network, and Animal Production and Health Informatics Network, and so on and so forth. And AgMarkNet was the first one getting realized. And that time, that from 1990, 2000 to 2008, we were able to network 3,500 national wholesale markets, out of 7,500 agricultural wholesale markets, 400 agricultural commodities, 2,000 varieties. Data was available in the national our data center. It's a very big data at that time. And when ENAM was introduced in 2014, there was a complete disconnect between ENAM and AgMarkNet. When you go for market computerization, one is pricing efficiency, another one is marketing efficiency. And that time, since we didn't have internet, we looked on market pricing efficiency. And then when ENAM is marketing efficiency, I went to the managing director who was supposed to operationalize ENAM, Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium, by kindly network with AgMarkNet. Otherwise, the country will not get any benefit out of it. Without internet, we are able to network 3,500 mandis, but still the country is struggling with the 650 ENAM centers, even with the strong internet connectivity today. And it is also Prime Minister's, agenda of ENAM. And then, and 2000, and 9-10, another opportunity came to me to network, to work for, the National Animal Disease Reporting System. 7,032 locations in the country were networked below district level, block level animal husbandry offices to monitor 143 animal diseases, OIE, notified diseases. The whole world was looking for the success of this project in India. FAO was looking for. And the simple reason is that 85% of the disease which we get come from animal. Human health and the animal health were never studied together. COVID-19 situation is one. That gave an idea for me that is a very important thing, that why can't we have an integrated farm health management in the country? Farmer health, plant health, animal health, soil health, and water health and fish health. And this is a very important thing. Everything is working in silo. And India is a leader in IT. And why can't we have a strong information system? These are all some of the building blocks. I was instrumental. It was something like that. It was in my DNA because I was born and brought up in rural area. I've seen this one. And many of the things, when I realized it, I must have traveled more than 400 districts in the country. I was able to see the rural distress. I thought that something should be done to bring back all the rural boys and girls back to agriculture. It will give a good career option. People used to tell, whenever I used to go and deliver lectures in colleges, professors used to say that even farmer doesn't want to put their kids into the agriculture. Professor Moni, what are you doing? I told him that, what did you do as a professor of computer science? Why are you not using today? I thought that I should give the story for today's one that. And as a, neither IITs, nor NITs, nor, IIM, nor IIMs, nor, 4,500 engineering colleges who teach computer science never used agriculture as a use case. And it is one of the, agriculture is a semi-structured and ill-structured problem. It is on natural resource. We don't have a comprehensive agriculture resources information system. 2002, I was the member secretary for a task force, agriculture resources information system. Till today, that country doesn't have a comprehensive agriculture resources system to give where to grow, what to grow, why to grow, where not to grow, why not to grow, what not to grow, and how to grow, how not to grow. Second is, we don't have a comprehensive village level information system. So if India's economy, today China is completely digitalized rural economy. India is an agrarian economy. I have been writing, telling in various forums and so on and so forth. If Indian rural economy is not digitalized, we are not going to be anywhere. So this is very important. 63 million small scale industries, SMEs unit, MSMEs. and 14.5 crore operational holdings, out of which 85% of the operational holdings are small and marginal farmers. You have to have a digitalization in agriculture systems and digitalization in SME. And the third is digitalized health system, health informatics network value chain. Not only human health, plant health, animal health, soil health, and water health and fish health. Minerals in soil, is control the metabolism of cells in human, cells in plant, and cells in animal. A healthy soil gives a healthy food. It's very important. That's why I thought the health informatics network value chain is very important. And I was, told that it is $1 trillion economy, health data alone. Today, you don't have a health informatics professional in the country. A lot of data in, hospitals have been, computerized, it has been digitized. The doctor doesn't have a time to look into it. And we need a lot of biological students, especially girl students, to be trained on BSc health informatics and MSc health informatics. Because biological computing is a very important thing. Agriculture is a biological computing. And that's why, as a member of the two subcommittee, as a chairman of the two subcommittees in the Doubling Farmers Income by 2022 National Task Force, and I wrote volume, I was a group chairman for, volume 12B, which is talked about digital technology in agriculture, and volume 11, it is agriculture extension and ICT. What I was not able to achieve from 1987 onwards up to 2013, when I retired as a digital director general for comprehensive digitalization in the country at the rural area. I thought that I should put it as a recommendation in the Doubling Farmers Income by 2022. It was a clarion call by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on 17th February 2016 when he was addressing the Farmers Forum in Uttar Pradesh. So this is 7 mission mode projects. Digitalization of agriculture. Unfortunately, Digital India, Make in India, Startup India, Stand Up in India, and Skill India are not able to make any synergetic impact on 85% of the small and marginal farmers. They provide the food security network. And so this is 7, first is digitalized agriculture, transformational agriculture in 3 categories: smart tribal farming, tribal agriculture, sustainable agriculture. Nobody bothers about it. Straight tribal agriculture, straight rainfed agriculture, and smart irrigated agriculture, smart rainfed agriculture, and smart tribal agriculture. Then second one is digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions at the village level. And third is that, comprehensive agricultural resources information system and micro level planning for introducing smart village and smart farm. Even though smart village and micro level planning was an approved planning commission programs in way back in 2002, I was not able to operationalize it because of the different problems. I wanted to do one district every state and one district in Andaman. I went up to identifying, issued expression of interest to identify agencies, and that time it was stopped by my director. Today, if that would have been there, it was stopped in 2008. Today, the country would have got benefited by this, micro level planning, district level. It would have, as an example to be shown to the country. And then this, 7 mission mode project is very important. So what you can see is that starting from 1987 district information system, and then blueprint in agriculture, IT in agriculture, then getting operationalized. But it's not that all bureaucratic systems are very bad. Without the support of Ministry of Agriculture, I would not have walked so many miles for operationalizing many of the important programs. And unfortunately, the country doesn't have a comprehensive national level database on farmers. And as a chief advisor IT in the Department of Agriculture and Cooperation during the doubling farmers income, I prepared a note for what all the parameters, constitute a national database for farmers. 26 categories. And farmers do not know many of the schemes which are available at the district level, because for my conviction that we have 6,500 block level agriculture offices. After the agriculture development stops at them. Farmers doesn't understand. And today you have smartphones with most of the farmers and agriculture. That's why I thought that we have to prepare our rural youths. So I converted all my experience and expertise as an agricultural informatics development program. So when I about to retire, the Soviet Institute of Engineering Technology is deemed to be university in Meerut, invited me because they wanted to do an agricultural informatics program. And this is the first university in the whole world to have 4 centers of excellence: Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, to train BS Agriculture graduates and all other engineering graduates who wants to get into agriculture through IT for MTech in Agricultural Informatics. And then Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies. The country has got about 400 agriculture commodities. That was the third recommendation: digitalized agromet, agricultural value system for 400 agriculture commodities. Each commodity value chain is a different value chain. Is not one solution fits for all. Then fourth is that digitalized access to inputs and knowledge, logistic, marketing, business, and so on and so forth. Next is that digitalized integrated land and water management, because we don't have a good decision support system on natural resource management. We don't have a knowledge-based land use planning for sustainable agriculture and rural development. Rural development offices, 6,500 offices in the country. They don't know what is agriculture development program. 6,500 agriculture offices, one for each block. They don't know what is rural development program. So when I was chairing a session in National Institute of Rural Development way back in 2012, I requested the committee as a chairman of the technical session that at least NIRD should train this 13,000 agriculture block level and block level agriculture rural development offices on knowledge-based land use planning for sustainable agriculture rural development. And nothing till now, it has not happened. 2012 to 2021.
I would like to just comment.
If you would like to, if you would like to get on to the development at the grassroots level, if you would like to remove rural distress, and we would like to make the COVID situation as given a lesson, people are coming from urban area, they would like to get into agriculture. But if this program would have been operationalized on that time, starting from 87, as a long-term, planning and decision making and so on and so forth, today nobody would like to come to urban area. So this is how I thought that I should narrate today. Center for Informatics Development Solution Applications, and also Center for Industry 4.0, technology studies and application, to target 63 million small scale MSMEs. We have launched an MBA program.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. So I just wanted to come in and just comment, Professor Moni, it is so mesmerizing.
I will finish in 2 minutes and hand over. And the thing is that we launched this MBA program to train CEOs of SMEs. CEOs of SMEs, because they have to be globalized. If you would like to take on, we would like to take on China. And it is an imperative for our government of India, state governments, to globalize the CEOs of 63 million small, MSMEs in the country. So agriculture 14.5 operational holders and 63 million small scale, MSMEs are needed to be globalized through digital means. And this is how, till today, this is my journey. And I'm very happy, that both the couples, both Mr. Raghav Mittal and Dr. Surbhi Mittal, was able to, was thought about me to bring them. And still for me, listening is my DNA. and it has to be done. And it is a mission. It is a solution for, it is an IT solution to the rural area. And anything which that's why whenever I go, this country has got about 1,500 universities, so many IITs, so many NITs, so many central universities, so many triple ITs, and Indian Institute of Management, and 4,500 engineering colleges, 18,000 non-engineering colleges who teach computer science. And we got only 750 15 districts. Why can't they adopt one district and work for 20 years? These universities, this is a triple engineering colleges, triple ITs. And what is the point in generating manpower for corporates in Western countries and corporates in this country? And this is my request. And with this, that universities can do one. I'm very happy that he is promoting. And also, I would like to tell Mr. Raghav Mittal that in 2013, as when I was the DGNIC, and I requested him to have that how to establish, e-governance research center in every engineering college, and he did it. And the United Nations Civil Services Day, and he called me for as a chief guest there, and at that time, Mr. Oscar, the Honorable Minister, Mr. Oscar Fernandez, was also, came and chaired the session. And today he is no more. And I wish he is also there, because it's a very important thing that Mr. Raghav Mittal is initiating it. And it is important that he is putting that name, Center for Vishwakarma Local Level Development Planning, and this center has to come in every higher education institution of higher education institution. And this is on the line of national education policy. It's very important. And 2020, it's very important. And I thank all the best for this initiative. And my support will be there. Thank you very much, Mr. Mittal, Mr. Raghav Mittal, and Dr. Surabhi Mittal. Over to Mr. Raghav Mittal. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was such a mesmerizing experience to listen to Professor Moni, and 4 decades of such a passionate experience. And he's probably one of the only technocrats, perhaps, apart from a politician, who has traveled 400 districts per se. And Professor Moni himself said that Moni and Modi, the difference is just N of D. So when you listen to the Prime Minister, his passion for development, his commitment to translate development into a national movement, and it is all possible. If it would be possible, it will be because of passionate technocrats like Professor Moni, who even after superannuation, after having done so much for the country, but he denies to retire from active life. The kind of passion which we can see on his face, he looks like younger than us even, and we derive our inspiration from his, I would say, mesmerizing personality. Now, coming quickly back to what Professor Moni said, and we could not find any living mascot of the tall order of Professor Moni, because he continues that committed advocacy of local level developmental planning. Yes, the Planning Commission was disbanded and made into a Niti Aayog, a National Institute for Transformational, because only on the Engineers Day we conducted a roundtable which was inspired by Professor R.K. Khandal sir. And he said that not economists but engineers should be given away the onerous task of planning and developing this country, because engineers are the ones who are problem solvers. They are not problem highlighters. They are the ones who will go dirty their hands and come back to it. And so it just occurred to us, why not take this narrative further and forward? As Sir Vishwesvaraya, we all know that it was not Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru who was slated to be the first chairperson of the Planning Commission. In 1938, proposal was given to the Congress president. He was Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose himself, and he chose of Sir Vishwesvaraya to head that planning committee, National Planning Committee. But then, as usual in all kind of such larger work, some challenges happened, and Sir Vishwesvaraya resigned, and that's how the political office of the Prime Minister started occupying the chairmanship of the Planning Commission, and the vice chairperson was given to an economist. Now, Professor Khandal and a host of other luminaries from the engineering, technological, and doers space, the Vishwakarma space, as we call it, people who are doers, who create things, who are not just talkers alone. So they feel that the entire focus, the entire developmental planning has been largely reduced to economic planning alone, only the macros which make not much sense in the absence of tools and techniques and structures, what Professor Moni was elaborately talking about for long 40 minutes without even a breath. So even a youngster would not be able to talk, I would say, with such a passion and fervor, which Professor Moni spoke, the words of wisdom and what he talked about. And today I would like to say that with the convergence of technologies, we are at the cusp of the fourth industrial revolution. And at Rethink India, we champion something called the fifth industrial revolution. On the 83rd birth anniversary of our former president, Pranab Mukherjee sir, we introduced a paper on India's industrial revolution. We called it as the fifth industrial revolution, which will bring Sthirta, 5THIR, that is the acronym of it all. So where the Indic civilizational values, and that's how we have put up that the entire developmental planning has to be anchored into the civilizational self of Bharat, which Professor Moni himself talked about, is all about agrarian, it's all about MSMEs, it's all about the local healthcare ecosystems over there. He enunciated them all. So when the convergence of technologies are happening, information systems coupled with information technology, and the third element which we feel is the intellectual capital, which is so much in abundance. And Sir himself enumerated the vast educational enterprise which we have in every nook and cranny of this country. So the top-down efforts are on. The Prime Minister is an inspirational personality. He's working like, I would say, 24/7, almost 24/7. But then in order to make a national movement for development, जैसे राम जी की सेना में अगर सेतु बंध बनाना था, तो the Vanar Sena had to be involved upon. So these youngsters who have the great energy and enthusiasm, and if they can be guided by doyens like Professor Muni, their vision, their grand vision, they can really bridge this gap. The top down and the bottom up, both are required. So then only the handshake, that Setu Bandh, that Ram Setu will get, and the developmental Sita would just usher on our country. So that is the whole proposal which we wanted to unravel under the stewardship of Professor Moni. It was all inspired by Professor R.K. Khandal just a couple of days back. And that was a very paradigm shift thing he talked about it. So under this schema, the Bharat Ratna Sir Moksha Gundam Vishwesharaya Centers for Local Level Developmental Planning, the idea is let educational institutions, especially the higher technical institutions, spread across various districts of the country, pick up 3 to 5 developmental narratives close to their heart, create an interdisciplinary team of their faculty, devote some of their facilities over there, and they become the custodians, the lasting custodians of development in that particular district. We have a very powerful Niti Aayog at the center, but like the colonial times, India just cannot be governed from the top. India needs nurturing from bottoms up. So let these small centers of local level developmental planning start culminating all the developmental data of their very districts. Sir talked about 28 thematic areas. The whole schema is there with us. The informatic systems were designed 30 years back. Now we have the power of information technology and also almost free intellectual capital. The whole problem of employability which is out there in our campuses, because students don't get real life challenges to work upon on their project work. MHRD started the hackathon initiative, which was a very welcome one. But why not something on the developmental side of it all? In the 200 hours of the final year programs, the students of various disciplines can come together. The civil engineering students can come together, the mechanical engineering students can come together, and a lot of developmental discourse can start happening on our campuses. Why not the higher education institutions really become the hub, the centers of debate, deliberations, and discourse on development? Because development की बातें केवल developmental authorities में ही अगर होंगी, जहां पर we all know the contractors and the consultants rule the roost, and it's all top-down approach. The various designs of development are not debated even. So if we can really empower handful of our higher education institutions down the districts and really empower them. And this is what the Rethink India program is all about. We would be kind of handholding them with the various line ministries from the government of India, also at the state governments, and create a win-win situation. For example, there is one very small and standard stuff that why cannot social audit or academic audit of various civil engineering projects can be done in the districts. Why cannot whatever DPRs are created, they can be sent back to the various civil engineering departments in the districts, and they start studying it, ratifying it, and finding out if there are some gaps over there. So this is the larger schema onto which these centers for local level development planning are slated to be devised. And very, very important triad what we have talked about is development has to be sustainable, it has to be renewable, and last but not the least, it has to be comprehensive. Because what is happening over the times is that जैसे मैंने कहा कि भारत 6 लाख गांवों का देश है, and 600 plus 672 odd districts are there, and 60 cities and 6 mega cities. Somehow the other in the developmental design, India is being seen just as a country, a continental country of only 6 mega cities. That is what the larger discourse which keeps on happening. So we have to connect the two. And this is the program which will be unfolding. We will be sending the detailed note, the detailed charter to the various interested educational institutions across the country. And under Professor Moni's stewardship, as he said that in 2013, we had these very lovely and powerful e-governance cells at that point in time. And those cells picked up one or the other thematic areas of the National E-Governance Program. And they made a terrific impact over there. And that program subsided, but the output was phenomenal. So we are taking this leap of faith all over again. And we have such an inspiring figure in the form of our Prime Minister, who completes 71 years of his being, and he is still that energetic person. So furthering his mission of making development a kind of a national movement, we from the small, I would say, umbrella of Rethink India propose and offer the establishment of these centers for local developmental planning. और ये सोच है कि why cannot a university, why cannot an engineering college become a center of local level planning, analytics, development on one or the other areas where they have passionate faculty. Because education just cannot be decoupled from economic development. Higher education has to be tightly coupled, and then only we will be able to fix the problem of employability and employment and also entrepreneurship. Because innovation would come from the local level, the geo-cultural locales, whatever we have. Innovation has to be very, very contextual. It will not come from the West. West will come with its imperialistic designs, the unicorns or the deca unicorns or whatever. And what sir said, that MSMEs are the ones who are the real future for a inclusive economy. We would be commemorating the Integral Humanism Day just on 25th of September also. So integral humanism talks about reaching to the last mile, and that just cannot happen with the doles, with just some samman nidhis. We have to really empower the farmers down the line, how they can multiply, how they can augment their whole program. So the disconnect which happens in a top-down approach, we just wanted to fix it across. Because when a college, when a university is looking at things locally, so they will be able to link it all across from a local design, and they will be able to fix it across. And Rethink India would just act as a coordinator in this whole exercise. I personally worked for the first 5 years of my career in Braj Bhumi, in the land of Sri Krishna. And armed with a computer science and engineering degree from IIT Kharagpur, I chose, and I could see the humongous applications of IT and technology on the grassroots frontiers. This effort, and we could we use GIS technologies to do the tourism master planning on a GIS platform. We used whole lot of academic manpower to solve a lot of developmental issues. So that experiment, what we had functionally, and Dr. Moni, he has led the huge national, I would say, yagya for development, and still in a very, very, I would say, leadership role. So Professor Moni's whole vision and design, probably this network of centers for local level development, which will be all suo moto, which will be all voluntary. it has nothing to do with the governments, because academia, as we say, is the fifth and the foremost estate of this country, and academia is the one which has to own it across. Officers come and go in a developmental authority, and we all know the kind of corruption of all sorts because of incompetence in a academic institution. If they can really become centers, so the content foundation, the databases, if they can be hosted in those institutions, that would be a lasting legacy. And every cycle, they can be appended, they can be and institutions don't need additional funds for it, because the students have come over there to learn from all this. So this is the proposition which we put forth. And if there are certain questions, comments from our entire audience, and I would request Dr. Moni if he has some expert comments to make, he would be the chairperson of the steering committee of this entire network of centers for local developmental planning. And we are also curating a kind of a calendar, so that every 3 months we would be having a meeting, a kind of and slowly and gradually the capacity building at the academic institutions. And also we would be working at the MHRD level and other levels, so that that facilitation can be really given to such institutions. They can be singled out, they can be taken further into the NIRF ranking frameworks also, because education which is divorced from our developmental narrative, the higher education which is distanced from our local issues, is probably not of use to the Republic, and not in consonance with Prime Minister's vision of making development as a national movement, like our illustrious freedom movement over there. So, Dr. Moni.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raghav. I think we have a good participants. Many of the other people may be watching through the direct telecast, and I'm able to see IITN is very, senior to me, Mr. Kishan Goyanga. He is also participating, and he was from IIT Kharagpur. May I have your view, sir, Mr. Kishan Goyanga? Hello, Mr. Kishan Goyanga. Okay, and and I'm also that I have my colleague who has worked with me in district program. She's also joining. Yes, I think yes.
Yeah, we've got Kishan. Pranam, sir.
That he was a former. He's an IITian. He's from IIT Kharagpur, and I'm very happy that he's joined. And I would like to hear your remarks, Shri Kishan Goyangaji.
Thank you. It is such an exciting project. I couldn't stop myself to come and join. So I must say, this is not rethink India. Actually, it is the only way to think India. That's the only way we can go further. We have been talking. I know you for last 10 years very closely, that you have been so passionate about what you are saying, and you have tried and always tried things which I think thinking out of box is what is your name. You should change your name from Modmi to thinking out of box. That should be your name. You see, the things we are enjoying today.
And it's very nice that because
we are enjoying today, we are enjoying, the whole country is enjoying today, because distill. And you thought of this decades back. And still, what you're talking today, 10 years later, maybe our grandsons will remember that this was done. That's why we are like this. And I'm so excited to hear all this. Of course, there were a lot of technical things, but I know your passion. And you were talking not from books, you're talking from your heart. And I'm sure whoever is here must be going directly to their heart, the message which you're carrying. And I would pray God that this jwala in you should light everyone around. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Goengaji. And let me also hear from my, colleague who she has worked with me in the district program, and I'm also very happy to, have her. Her name is Madam Anupa Goyal. Can you come online,
Good afternoon.
Madam Anupa Goyal? How did you enjoy district programs, and how Professor Boni is still relevant?
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
So it was a pleasure working with you. It was my first posting in NIC. I was sort of a fresher, just got married, joined NIC, and then I joined Arunachal Pradesh, and I took all the district manuals, and I made all the efforts to make all the departments in the district work along that district plan which you had envisaged. And it was a real pleasure to make them understand. The people in Arunachal were so backward in terms of IT that in one of the district agriculture officers, he told me that, can your computer come to my office and pick up the data? So they only knew that what computer is like a robot. Then we had to explain to them. So 87, 88, it was the time where we had to explain to them that you have to come and do the data entry in the, we had Unix systems and terminals and all. So, but yes, we've come a very long way after that. And I missed the chance of working with you when you were GNIC. I was on holiday. I was in Japan. Otherwise, maybe I would have got a better chance to show some more skills and take up some more district activities. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam. It was very nice that I still remember that when she was working with me, she prepared a one sectoral document. I don't know whether still remembers or not. MIS for the district collector.
I have the copy with me still in my.
And she's very nice that because her husband is an IAS officer, and I recently retired as the Secretary to Government of India, and Mr. Arun Goyal, and the combination was very nice. She's from REC Rourkela or
Allahabad.
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 And she joined, and her posting was, her husband was moved to Arunachal Pradesh, and that time I prepared the document because technical people are going to the district. They should know administration. They should know administrative functions. So with that one, I prepared the document for each section. Technical people will understand administration, and administrative people will understand why computerization. So this is how the document facilitated, and the document which she prepared for MIS for the district collector was a very important thing. And that time we wanted to make that component available, and also that National Center for National Academy, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Mussoorie, should have that center to work on MIS for the district collector, so that when the 2 years when the IAS probationers are posted over there for training, they should be trained on this module. They're all in 1987, 88, and still I'm here. I thought that when I saw her name, immediately came to my mind. I thought that this is an occasion that I should appreciate her, and it is about something like about more than 80 pages document, and it is still that. But much water has fallen, flowed down the river. But it is very important, that we have, unless we have an information system, strong information system at the grassroots level, now at the village level, this return on investment from IT application will not be there. That is an important thing. But today everybody has got a smartphone, connectivity. Now BharatNet. Now many of the companies who are now got that now the government has opened for and BharatNet for PPP model. They say that yes, we will have a connectivity, but what else? who will send the water through the pipe? That we need applications. Professor Moni, can you help us in getting applications in the agriculture sector? This is a situation where that we have to see from the bottom up process what the common man wants it.
We have
What
got
the village
Dr.
wants it. And that is
With
an
Professor
important
Moni's
thing.
consent permission, we have got Dr. Arun Augustine and Professor
Yeah, that's-
Sampath from Christ College of Engineering, Kerala. So I would request them
I'll
to also-
invite them, and I'll Mr. Arun Augustine. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear. Sorry.
Yeah, fine. So you can come online. You can show your face and tell us how these new centers of local planning, that is Sir Vishwakarma Center for Planning, should be there, and you are from the higher education institution, how you would like to propagate.
Yeah, sure. Actually, this
propel.
is a golden opportunity for this. I am from a self-financing engineering college, and this will definitely help the students and the institution to go in the local, means our farmers, and help the village areas, and definitely it will help the entrepreneurship also. Because I am from in mechanical engineering department. Actually, people are not properly look in this the agro-machinery field and all the agricultural sector. So India, like a country, I think for more opportunities are there for engineering institutions. I think so. This is a golden opportunity. Thank you for giving such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sampath Kumar. Yeah, Mr. Sampath Kumar.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
How do you
And really, actually,
how do you pronounce your name? Sampath Kumar.
Sampath Kumar. Yes,
Vajravel.
Sampath Kumar. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I was really thinking about this for a very long time. That is, these rural areas need a technical intervention for their development, not only in the agricultural field. All that technology-oriented things. No, this rural India is, once the rural India is empowered, as like what Mahatma Gandhi ji has said, the entire country will grow. And the technical interventions, particularly in terms of, as Arun Agustin sir mentioned, that agricultural promotion, pollution problems, and even in Kerala we have a lot of pollution issues that now currently this biomedical waste, all these things. We need technical intervention, and the students are also really very much eager to work. Now we have got very few programs like Unat Bharat Abhiyan. That is one program is there, but that alone, it is, for example, women empowerment, making entrepreneurship development in case of rural villages. I think this platform will provide an opportunity, and I hope the government of India is really is doing something very creative by organizing this type of events. Really, I think the Ministry of Education is also supporting very much. And as a self-financing engineering college, we also feel we are also able to play a lot of roles. Now, this institution innovation councils, then Unat Bharat Abhiyan, which is managed by IIT Delhi. These programs are really focusing on rural development. And I hope this Vishwakarma Rural Center will again will create a success story. And my best wishes for the team for success. And one request I have, I may be wrong also, and I think still we need more visibility for this type of programs. That's my humble point.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks a
Mr.
lot.
Sampath Kumar, you mentioned about Unnati Bharat Abhiyan program.
Yes, sir.
And I was invited to deliver a talk in the first meeting, that is in 2018. 2018.
18 years.
December 22nd and 23rd.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere nearby Christmas. I remember that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. And I pleaded that yes, fine, IITs never know what the village is because I being a former IIT. So now Dr. Vijay Patkar was also there because we worked when he was in the same group in NIC. He was in different group. I know him, Dr. Vijay Patkar. Then he moved to Caltron and then ERNDC and then CDOT and so the CDAC and so on and so forth. And and that time itself, I pleaded that, get on to the, smart village.
Smart village.
And when smart village program, I got it approved in 2002. I was not able to operationalize it. But when Mr. Modi came, when he became Prime Minister, when he announced Smart City, I thought that Smart City will progress, it will succeed if smart cities are available. So I rolled out at that time, I joined in the Soviet Institute of Engineering. I rolled out the smart village programs and got it now included in the doubling farmers' income. But from 2018 to 2021, IIT, they talk about so many things. And also now they are the advisors to Ministry of Education on this one. But I visit many of the colleges, which they say that I'm doing Unnati Bharat Abhiyan. I told him that, is it, what you do, please touch your heart that you are an institution, you would like to send a report to the Ministry of Education that you are doing things, that this is the way that you should like to do on, village development. And, why don't you adopt a village or a cluster of village for 10 years, not 1 year, 2 years, because you are going to stay over there. And the educational institution, higher education institution, they can do wonders because they have lot of department, they have lot of, research programs, they collect data. And after collecting the data from the villages, they can give the result back to them. They can do wonders. And that way, I agree with you that such type of programs has to be visibility. I think Mr. Raghav, please take care of that such type of programs that we will do, because we have, 4,500 engineering colleges and more than 18,000 non-engineering colleges. They can do wonders,
Yes.
at the grassroots level. Thank you very much, Mr. Sampath Kumarji. And then let me ask Mr. Alok Varshney. He is also one of the, successful, industry person. He is involved in Industry 4.0. Mr. Alok Varshney.
And Moni sir, thank you very much for pricing Kerala. I forgot to mention that.
Hello.
And hello, Professor Moni.
And Mr. Sampath Kumar is saying something. What is that, Mr. Sampath Kumar?
Moni sir, thank you very much for pricing Kerala.
No, it was, it's not praising. I have to put the fact because they were
it's just for the fact. Yeah. I thank you.
If I don't mention, then, as a man, I want that history should not forget that, that I want that history should not forget. They should remember.
Yeah,
So,
but actually, I thank, many people, they forget that. And
many people may not even know that Mr. Modi did a Padayatra and he also had go back Modi and that time, go back Modi at that time. That has happened in one of the districts. Then after entering it, I asked the district collector that I'm seeing a situation that, that they don't want computerization. No, sir, for their party has given that they should they should do this protest, and then they're all attending office inside. They are, they're in the same room where you are addressing. So it's good, but the Kerala, I have put it in record that if Kerala would not have done that exercise, today e-governance is not there in the country. Mr. Sampath Kumar, you can take this message to your students. Let it spread. Thank you very much. I'm Mr. Alok Varshney.
Yeah, hello, Professor Moni.
Yes,
Good afternoon to you. And I also say a great hello to the couple, Mr. and Mrs. Mittal.
Hello, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And although this is a very, very relevant theme and topic on local development, in fact, all I can say is that government has been doing a lot of efforts on local development through their local self-governance, LSG and local development bodies. And one more thing I would like to mention here is that I am also an avid Rotarian. With our other colleagues in Delhi, and we do a lot of local level initiatives in health, in education, in livelihood generation. So definitely. And one idea I have is that our luminaries and guides and mentors like Professor Moni and Professor Khandal and similar luminaries all across the country, they are great resource. They are great resource to at least, help us plan a narrative of local government. And in Hindi we can say sanskar. These are the people who are pipeline of our sanskar, so that our future generations can learn from them and uphold those sanskars, because we have all those sanskars ingrained in our Indianness, in our in our this new India. I would say this is divinity, in India. It has to be reclaimed. It was already there hundreds of years back. We just have to reclaim. We have left it somewhere because of a long rule of foreign invaders. So now we have to reclaim that Indianness, and the best way of doing it is to actually consult our elderly luminaires and intellectuals like Professor Moni, Professor Khandal. And I must congratulate you that this platform that I have recently come across, and I was there when you had invited Professor Khandal, and he was kind enough to acknowledge me being there as an audience. And I'm so thankful to Professor Moni also, that he remembered and he requested all of us to have our opinion on the board. So I would say just like this, that my single point program is that all our old assets, 75, 85, they are not retired. They are treasures of knowledge and experience, and we should build our future local level development and all the other initiatives, learning from what they have spent their life thinking and initiating and doing the activities all through their life. And let me just tell you that Professor Moni has been instrumental in bringing up so many centers of excellence, including the Center of Excellence where I was also part, the Center of Excellence for Industry 4.0, where we are talking about digitizing the operations, digitizing industries, digitizing services with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data analytics. And he really has got a range of frequency, Professor Moni. He talks of 70s. He also talks about 2040, where the India would be. So we are really thankful, Professor Moni, and we hope to continue to get inspired by you. And thanks for your leadership, Professor Moni, and thank you, the host couple.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
I would like to just come in here. I would just like to come in here and say that what Alok Varshney sir has said, and Professor Moni sir also, has put forth a very important point, that today the youth of, who are studying in the technical engineering colleges, the dream is, the front headline of a newspaper says, so-and-so student of so-and-so college placed with so much of package in this MNC. And this has become the ideal, and this is where the sanskaras and the, giving back to the national soil, giving back to society, where, students can be harbingers of local area development and planning. And they're all looking for projects, copy, paste and all that, buying projects and doing all that. Why not be actual developmental catalysts contributing to groundwork, actual work on the ground? And they're so talented, all of them. I mean, you go to any engineering college, IITs and NITs and the triple ITs, they're all, of course, we are talking of the leaders, but then the regional colleges, the talent is there in every nook and cranny of the country. It's time to, with like the Hanuman Chalisa, Suni Jamwant ki vachan sunaye, to Hanuman ko jagana hai. And with the leadership of Professor Moni and what Alok Varshney sir has so nicely said, that the divinity of India needs to be reclaimed. I think this is a very
absolutely and I'm so thankful to hear from you, Mrs. Mittal, And one thing I would like to add here, in fact, developing local level, developing our society is actually a selfish motive of businessmen like us. Why? Because when India becomes a 5 trillion economy or a 10 trillion economy, dollar economy or more, when will it become like this? When every citizen of it is enjoying the benefits of development, only then we can become 5 trillion or 10 trillion. But once we become 10 trillion, this additional GDP will give rise to so many unicorns, so many businesses, so many well-paid executives, well-paid employees. So in fact, developing India all across as a holistic thing is in the interest as much of a businessman as an IITian to find a good job, as much for a Gaonwala also to find a good opportunity in his agriculture. It's in the interest of everyone.
Absolutely.
It's the win-win. If our society becomes advanced, if we become developed, and if we become a 5 trillion or $10 trillion economy, the money will go in each and everyone's pocket. The fruit will be reaped by everyone. So it's a very selfish concept, but yes, with the divinity of India. I just take one more minute in saying so. When the COVID was there were so many countries, including Europe, where people came out on roads and looted the shops. But did you see that happening in India?
No.
Indian people were traveling on foot from Bombay to Bihar to UP and to Punjab, but they did not loot anything. That brings tears to my eyes, actually. That is the value, that is the divinity of a country called India. We will die, but we will not do those hooliganism perhaps or loot shops. We have that much principle. So that is priceless. And we have lost it somewhere, and we should really energize this back. And we will have the money, we will have the character, we will have the divinity, everything. Not just the money, not just the capitalism, but passionate capitalism. So thank you so much
very
for hearing me out.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
thank you so
Alok,
much for your
and,
ideas also, Professor Moni.
Thank you very much. Can I request Madam Dolly Basin to deliver it, to give your remarks?
Thank you, Professor Moni. It was so wonderful to hear you talk about my favorite subject, which is reviving the economy through the educational system. So, I've been doing that for so many years, but right now, I think it's not just the rural economy, but through agriculture, but also through what is called the non-farm sector. Non-farm sector has always it has been sidelined, though 57% of the rural economy comes from the non-farm sector. And in fact, it is not seasonal. That's one of the basic things that one needs to, if you really want to raise the entire economy of the rural sector, I think we need to really give a lot of emphasis on the non-farm activities, and especially the handmade products and the products which can be really taken from the rural industry and rural homes to the international market straight. And that's what technology can bring, and that's the endeavor that I'm really working on right now. And I think we all need to really look at, if we want to really change the economy at scale, then we need to have solutions which are at scale. Somebody has to really come up and say that, yes, this is what we are going to do, and this is how it is going to impact. And then impact should not be 10% or 20% change, but a 1,000-fold change in their economic level. And there is where I think technology plays a big role. And your vision in the past has been great. And I think you've done human service to really look at the farmers' problem. But the non-farm activities is something that I would just like to bring to notice, that that's something that also needs to be addressed, especially engaging the youth and women. And building their capacities is the need of the hour. And that has to be done at the systemic level. at the national level, at the local level, and at all levels through whatever means that we have to provide the facilitators like Dr. Moni and others to really give that opportunity to reach out to the masses. That's all that I have to say. And thank you very much, Raghav, to invite me and Professor Moni. Again, I would say it's a pleasure hearing you every time. And especially your stories about the NIC really inspires me to do whatever I've been doing. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot for those
Thank you
inspiring
very
words.
much, and I also know Madam Dolly Bessin, and she has interacted with NIC when she was an young engineer. And now, we are all grown older, and she's also still working in, she guides a lot of, mentoring a lot of startups and so on and so forth. And she also signed an MOU with the university for working out innovative smart solutions and a lot of value chain projects. And I'm very happy that she joined today. And it is she also worked in very many value chain projects. And and they also told that she was very much instrumental for working on an network for SMEs, along with the Ministry of MSME ministry, and a lot of things. And and I'm very happy that she spoke about her venture, and a lot of help work with for startups, and unimaginable. So thank you, madam, for joining today. I'm very happy. And then can we have can I request Dr. Manas Ranjan Senapati?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dr. Manas Ranjan Senapati. Yes.
My place, certainly I am extremely enlightened today with the speech of Professor Muni on this event, and also thanks to my Mrs. and Mr. Mittal of Rethink India for this commemorative day of 17th September. Today is also 71st birthday of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. So at the outset, I can say that being the executive council member of Indian Society for Technical Education, as we see so many colleges, engineering colleges particularly, are associated with us throughout India. And we see the student local chapters are also very encouragingly, they are working on different aspects. And I can say that this particular SRM Vishwakarma local planning centers for development will work with efficiency. And as I can say, that local development will certainly place us in the global market. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And Dr. Manas, you are based from Orissa, which district?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am from Odisha, Bhubaneswar. I am from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I am presently Dean Computer Application Science BPUT, and also I am presently in Trident Academy of Technology, Bhubaneswar.
Okay, very nice. That because I have, from 1987 onwards, I have been interacting with government of Orissa at that time. Now also involved in various big projects. We are involved in door-to-door health checkup in Sundargarh district in Orissa.
Beautiful.
And this is to bring in e-health systems very effectively. And I'm also associated with an e-health systems NRI company that is working with Orissa Small Scale Industries Corporation in the district of Sundargarh district. So we would like to bring in a health informatics network value chain from bottom up process that. Very nice. That. Thank you. So may I request Madam Usha Wise? Madam Usha Wise? Okay. So I think over to Mr. Raghav and Dr. Surabhi Mittal.
So I think it was a terrific session, and Professor Moni really brought life to it all. And under his stewardship and Professor Khandal, and we also had from ICMR. So we would be formulating a wide-based steering committee of very empowered people who have really shown direction in the past several decades, and that steering committee would be guiding these centers for local level developmental planning. And as the next meeting on Gandhi Jayanti, which is on 2nd of October, we would try to formally initiate things across thematic areas. And the idea is to pick up, say, 3 to 5 thematic areas to start with in the first year, say health, agriculture, MSMEs for that matter. And the institutions can pick up out of those 28 data sets, what Monisa said, 3 to 5 would be something where we will be trying to help these institutions to set up, and faculties have to be the fulcrum of it all. They can be faculty from computer science, IT, or they can be faculty from civil engineering, the traditional ones, and interdisciplinary centers of local level developmental planning, because IT has to also synthesize with the traditional technology. So if there is a manufacturing plant somewhere, they want assistance. So can they come to that center for planning and development and get their, I would say, support systems over there. So the entire district framework, which we feel should be called as more as a developmental intelligence system. So in the era of artificial intelligence, DIS is the developmental intelligence system.
No.
So
Mr. Raghav, that see, you have to, it is a Government of India program. So
yes,
this thing has to be there wherever you go. And because whoever is the early thing, is one, we have worked, because at that time every district has worked.
Yes,
it is a big mission.
The district brand name would remain. I was just saying that in the flavor of contemporary ideas, the district is still so very, I would say, fresh. It inspires. It really sends ki 30 years back, our planners, like Professor Moni had thought about in those very deeper dimensions. I would say the very, very smaller aspects of our, and as we said in one of our interactions earlier, ki had district program be there in the times of COVID, all kind of mayhem which was there to locate the resources. I think it's a time to have a national level. So national level information system for that matter. But ours is more of a bottoms up initiative, which will bridge a top down one. Top down efforts are really going on in a very big manner. Prime Minister is leading those initiatives. Ours is like a squirrel's effort in that Ram Setu, a small token tribute, where a lot of innovations, a lot of faculty members have very terrific ideas. They already are doing wonders. One of my batchmates at the Central University of Rajasthan is doing terrific work over there.
I always used to say, with the +2 schools, we have got lakhs and lakhs of schools. And with the geography teacher, we can build up a very good GIS system.
Yes.
Soil health systems in every district.
Yes.
And when the students come out from the 10th standard or 12th standard, they should become an expert on GIS technology.
Mm-hmm.
Because soil health is an important health for controlling the metabolism of human cells. So we can make doctors, scientists, engineers, technocrats, and so on and so forth, if they understand the basic subjects of, and I always used to say that the time has come that students should be taught compulsorily biology, for physics, chemistry, mathematics, and economics and history and geography. Economics, history, geography, and mathematics, and 3 branches of life sciences. And now they say that it is botany and zoology, and then physics and chemistry. It's a must. and then only they can emerge like anything as an, as a scientist, and, engineers and doctors and technologists and so on and so forth. And their intelligence is fantastic. Every boy, girl, boy and girl, they're all born with the same level of intellectual capability, whether they are born in village level, village or urban area, cities.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's
today on this very, very auspicious day, we, under the stewardship of Professor Madhuswami Moni, the architect of that legendary district program, which is really inspirational, which is, I would say, quite the mascot of local level developmental planning in this country. And a plan development at the district level, developmental planning is so very important for India to usher into an Atmanirbhar Bharat, in a Divya and Bhavya Bharat, all kind of monikers which we have. So the efforts have to really happen bottoms up. And under the, I would say, inspiring stewardship of Professor Moni, we pronounce the head start of these centers for local level developmental planning in the name of the father of plan development in the country, Sir Bharat Ratna, Sir Mokshagundam Vishwesvaraya Sir. With these words, we close today's session, and we will keep you posted. And we would be now going back to the campuses to really opt for them. And the district framework, the district brand name, the inspiration of district would really remain as the bulwark, as the bottom line of these centers. And we would seek all those traditional documentation from Professor Moni, and we would try to re-engineer them in our current contemporary context. And Professor Moni would be our guiding beacon in this journey further and forward. So thank you very much. And बहुत बहुत विश्वकर्मा जयंती की आप सभी को शुभकामनाएं. And we'll close today's session. Thank you.